Hello and welcome to the ArchMagosArchives, and after about one-ish year of waiting, Chaos Reborn has finally had its Steam Early Access release. So, you may be wondering, what does this actually mean for people like backers and people who just want to play it? Essentially, it's the prototype version which they had on their website, which has had, I wouldn't say somewhat frequent update, but it's had updates since its initial prototype launch. And those updates have been imported in here as... Okay, so my recording jutted out there for a second, as it occasionally does. I'm not terribly sure why that happened, but such is life. Anyway, so I'm now going to kind of go through this. This is my glorious wizard. If you're wondering if I customized it or anything, I did not. I don't believe they have customization. I'm fine with that, though. It looks pretty damn nifty. You can see this configuration. That's graphics options, wizard gender, name, sound volume, so on and so forth. Anyways, okay, so here's what they have. This is what they say they're going to add to the game, but none of this is in the game. So first of all, there's social rank, which I believe is going to be things like wizard lords and so on. Basically, your power level, I guess. And the higher power you are, the more you can do, control realms and so on and so forth. Then equipping. This is going to be, like I said, it's not actually implemented in the game yet. This is like the equipment that you personally have. Such as you can see here, I have whatever, wizard robe, a staff, and a hat, or faceplate, or whatever. And later on, you're going to be able to find loot and equip that to your character for different bonuses. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I'm not sure exactly what the bonuses are, obviously. I haven't played it, and so on and so forth. I'm not sure what this is. This is, I believe, you'll be able to change your equipment based, like, combine them or something. I'm not terribly sure. Anyway, so the Realm of Chaos is what the big thing that they're going to release eventually is going to be. And the gist of it is that you will be able to explore other players' realms who are, like, Wizards King's realms, which are small, who control, like, hundreds of wizard lords. And you can, of course, level up to be such things or whatever. And they can control their own realms, and they're trying to stop you from you killing them. And the more you kill, the more you send into Godhead. At the moment, and there's also multiplayer for just progressing. I'm not sure how the progression system is entirely going to work, and I don't think I will until the actual game comes out. Their website is a decent explanation of what they're intending. So, for anyone who has played the prototype, which is unfortunately no longer available, you will probably recognize this. Basically, matchmaker, create private game. So if you just want to fight with your friends, join private game, joining with friends. Asynchronous games, I believe that's if you leave it offline and, like, there's unlimited turns or something along those lines. Spectate games, where you can spectate someone's game. Very straightforward. And tournaments website. I believe this is if you're hosting a tournament for this, you'd be able to kind of track standings and who's won games and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to get straight into matchmaker. 2 players, live. Okay, so survivor's draw. The victory points conditions for a battle using victory points will guarantee a winner. Otherwise, any surviving wizards at the end. Okay. Intraness. What did I just say? Intraness. Intraness. Okay. Oh, Summerstorm. That's a cool name. This is a hell. Okay, so this is tutorial. Okay, so if you've been playing the prototype, you'll recognize this. This is the turn timer. This is the other person who is up there. Okay, yes, I do actually know how to play this game, so I don't really need the tutorial. I'll just quickly be chatting with him and press enter to chat. Out of prototype. Okay, so this guy seems very friendly. Anyway, so here's the end turn button. I'm not sure what those... Okay, so there you have a wizard staff, which basically, the more you power it up, the more... I'm not sure. Okay, so I'll explain all of this in a smidge. Okay, so the more power you get as a game progresses, the more, I don't know how to say this. Okay, so you basically get this Uber spell, right? What this does is, if you gain enough power, you get a Mega spell. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I'm not sure what this does. I assume this just launches some form of damage bolt. There's a lot of them, though. This isn't the only one. There's things that summon herds of elephants, as well as spiders and all sorts of other nasty things, and it's great. So, for those who don't know, up here is a lot... This is kind of where the game becomes more than just a tactical RPG. I guess it's a tactical RPG. First of all, here's the other character. Wizard person. He looks very similar to me, except I think he's a different hat. Okay, so here is, I'll just explain this. It's a grid-based field, so hex-based, I guess you'd say, and each player can summon based on his or her hand, which is random. It's like similar to in like a card game, right? You get a certain amount of spells per turn, and with these spells, you can do things with them. Okay, so at the top, you'll see a percent chance at which to cast them, and you'll see most of these are neutral cards. However, right here I have a chaos card, and this was a law card, and I'll explain that in a second. But so if I was to cast this, it's law plus 8, which means I don't have any bonus to casting my skeleton. So the more law spells you cast, the more the law goes up. The more chaos spells you cast, the more the chaos goes up, and the law goes down, and so forth. It's kind of a never-ending system of such similar things as to that, if that makes any sense, which it probably doesn't, because that made no sense to me. Anywho, so each character has a certain amount of movement. This, by the way, is your wizard. This is your minions, and the goal of the game is to kill the opponent's wizard. Now, to do this, you can't use magic bolts to kill them, but you can use that to remove spells. The most effective way to kill another wizard is either by punching them in the face with yourself, or punching them in the face with someone else. I am very glad that I did not just die. So yeah, you can use spells to kill enemy minions, though, however. Okay, so neutral minions have sort of lowish percent chances to cast. Lowish percent chances to cast. So, I mean, it's like 50% to cast this, whereas maybe if you're going to summon a unicorn, which is the law mount, it would be, say, 75% chance, and it can be boosted by law. However, if the chaos has been boosted, the chance to cast it will be decreased, and it'll be harder to cast. So that's kind of why you want neutral cards, in case the game isn't going in your favor, like up here. And the mana motes increase this, and when you increase your charge for your Uber spell, and when you have your Uber spell, and when you have more charge, you can use it, and it's just bloody jolly. Everything gets eviscerated, and it's quite glorious. Ooh. Okay, so since the prototype version, they've, first of all, added its own client, as well as a decent amount of extra things. And what I mean by extra things is, I mean animations, the wizards look nicer, the creatures look nicer, so on and so forth. And also killing enemies gets mana, and killing... What else gets mana? I think casting spells and killing enemies gets mana. You can see my this one up to 31, which I believe is about halfway to casting my Uber spell. And the reason I went over here to get this is so I can have more points, because getting these mana motes will increase the points. So he's going straight for my face in a very, very aggressive manner. I don't believe... Oh, okay, so here's a mechanic I haven't explained yet. For those who don't know, you can, and if you've seen me casting spells, there's two options. You can cast spells as illusions, and cast spells as... You can actually cast them. When you cast illusions, you have a 100% chance to cast them guaranteed. However, you can use Disbelieve, which just destroys it instantly. And as well, if anything hits it, it's just gone. However, they can be used to attack. So you kind of have to... I don't know if this eagle is real. However, eagle's really easy to cast, 80% chance. So it's probably real. However, if it's something like if you want an elephant, it may not be a real elephant, and so on and so forth. Elephants, by the way, are mounts, which means you can get increased movement speed and health. Okay, so what he appears to be doing is going straight for my bloody face. I'm going to do the same. As you can see, there's 3 levels, right? So this is the lowest area, medium area, high area, and if you're attacking from beneath someone, you will get a damage decrease. If you're attacking from above someone, you'll get a damage increase. There it is. It's dead. Which is very similar. So right here, I just cast an illusion, which is a 100% chance. I didn't really need to do that, just kind of for demonstration purposes. Normally, those things do successfully cast. Anywho. Oh, here we go. So the law is +4, and instead of 90% chance, which is what normally happens, I have a 94% chance to cast this. So it's slightly increased, and you can't customize decks at this point, so you can't make your own decks, but I believe in future patches they intend to have it, so you can make, like, I want to have an all-law deck, or I want to have an all-chaos deck, and oh my, that's an elephant. And so on and so forth. And you can have just glorious amounts of chaos, praise chaos, and all that. Elephants, by the way, are incredibly tough, so I'm going to try to avoid that and go after him for the most part. I played a little bit of this game in the prototype version of streaming it frequently recently. And, yeah. So I sort of have an understanding of the mechanics. Don't fail? Yay. Pretty... Damn it! Nice. As you can see there, my spider failed to cast. However, I am very, very close to my mega spell, which... I think there's a way to read the exact effect, but... Okay, so yeah, it gives me this. So what does this do? I won't say no. End turn. So Mega Bolt. It's a range 4, which means 4 hexes. It has a power 10, which is this is basically the damage it does. It attacks 3 targets. It does not require line of sight. So if it's blocked by, say, a tree or whatnot, it can still cast through that. And shoots a bolt of magical energy at the target's success. Depends on how much power versus the target's defense. So I was going to say here, if I go into info, this has 3 attack. So as opposed to where the Mega Bolt has 10. Defense 8, so it's very, very tough to destroy. It appears to also have a special attack, and it's a mouse, so your character can ride on it. Which I will add that it means you cannot pick up mana motes. Oh no. Oh, okay, yeah, so what he used... Oh, that's glorious. He used a card known as called Subversion, which takes control of an enemy creature, but he used it in an illusion, so it just destroyed the illusion, completely wasting his Subversion, which is a shame, because Subversion can take control of any creature in the game. It's just a % chance to cast, so if he summons some form of crazy Hydra thing... Also, that's a really awkward UI. Attacker is dead. Get entity for attack, attacker is dead, and right over the chat bar. Okay, that's a little odd. I assume they're going to probably change that in the future. So I want this elephant dead. There we go, the elephant has just died as I killed him. And that's a glorious amount of fun. Okay, I'm going to summon my own elephant. Let's see. Cast real, 50% chance. I don't think that you can buff casting neutrals, as they don't have, like, maybe if it's in the middle or something, but I don't think there's any way to actually buff casting that. Ooh, Law Shift. Okay, so what this does is this card doesn't actually summon anything or do any damage, but increases the law, like the law percentage, which means if I had a bunch of law minions in this deck, which I don't, or law spells, whatever, I could just cast this to gain 15% more law. So I'd have 100% chance to cast this dwarf, and if I had, say, Sapphire Dragon, I would have a 35% chance to cast it. Oh my. What spell did he destroy? Ugh, that's nasty. Oh, let's throw my hammer! Nope. Let me cast out another elephant, and cast a real elephant. I think he's going to assume it's... Oh, okay, good. I'm assuming he'll assume this is an illusion, because the last elephant I casted is an illusion, and, you know, makes sense. And so what's really interesting about this is you kind of want to play mind games with your opponents, like, am I casting illusions? Am I casting real things? That's the whole gist of the illusion mechanic. And it can be really stressful, because if he summons, like, a Sapphire Dragon, I would assume it's an illusion, but it might not be, and then it's going to beat the shit out of me if I don't do. Like, if it's an illusion and I waste a spell casting Disbelieve, which you have it has infinite amount of range, and it has a automatic chance to find an illusion or not, but if it's not an illusion, I just wasted a spell when I could have used Mega Bolt to blast the living crap out of the... living crap. That's just horrifying and disgusting. Anyways, blast the ever-loving crap. There we go. That makes far more glorious of a term. Ever-loving crap out of that poor Sapphire Dragon. Or, in this case, just kind of make sure I know it's real. Which, this can be useful even if it is real, just to kind of, for clarity's sake, you know? It's like, oh, that's not an illusion, that's real, and, you know. Anyways, also, here's a little thing that they've had. They've actually had this in the prototype build. So look at that glorious rotation aura. This is a Wizard Lord aura. I'm not sure what aura that is. Ooh, there we go. He tried to cast the Hydra, which is the largest Chaos card, which would not be good for him because it's only 4% chance. It's Law does not have a bonus at the moment. It's decreased, as you can see here. Chaos is decreased because Law is +4. Actually, it might not be decreased. I believe it just doesn't have any bonus to cast it. And in case he has another one of those, I will cast Law Shift. Why? Because I don't want him to cast another Hydra or something, which might be good for him, but such is the way of things. And Punch. Nope. Did not care about that punch. I think I'm going to win this game. No. They also give you a message if you haven't done things. Oh, right. You have to switch. Oh, there we go! And that is how you win a game. So if you want to check out our streams, we'll be doing streaming. Ooh, this is a nice little screen. We will be streaming this. Me and Cameron, who's the person I host the channel with. He doesn't actually have this version of the game yet. He will be probably getting it sometime soonish. Other than that, Also, first of all, I got 79% of a level in one game, so that's bloody jolly. Anyway, so yeah, we'll probably be streaming this whenever we have a chance. Favorite this if you give a shit. I don't care. And yeah, check out our streaming channel, which is ArchMagosArchives. Same thing. We're not very creative people. Anyways, have a wonderful day, and I suggest either now if you're really into this, or when this comes out of early access, check this game out if you like tactical RPGs, because this is a hell of a lot of fun. I don't know if you could tell I was having fun, but I was having fun because this game is pretty freaking fun. Anyways, have a wonderful evening or morning, depending on where you are.